What if you could take a single chapter of your book, plug it into an AI, and immediately get prompts for 3 to 4 key moments of that chapter, then turn those into illustrations, all with just one prompt? That's what I'm going to show you today, so let's get into it. So step one of this whole process is we want to create either a project in Claude or a GPT in ChatGPT, depending on which one you use. There are other programs that will do similar things, so you could technically do this in a program like Novel Crafter, but I find it's just easiest to do if you have Claude or if you have ChatGPT, then it's just easiest to do it this way. And the prompt is going to look something like this. So I've set up a project here in Claude called Text to Art Prompt, and the instructions are right here, and this is the prompt, the single prompt that we're going to be using today. You will be given a book chapter or article text. Your task is to select 3 to 4 key moments from the text or the main subject of an article and create visual descriptions of these scenes as image prompts for an AI image generator. Follow these steps. And then we go into detail on what this should do. Step 1, read and analyze the following text you are given carefully. Take note of character and location details. Step 2, select 3 to 4 key moments from the text. These should be significant scenes or events that are crucial to the narrative or content, or they could be a singular character portrait, because sometimes you just want a portrait of the character, right? Step 3, for each key moment, create a visual description to be used as an image prompt. Follow these guidelines for each prompt. And then we go into begin with the most important part of the prompt, the main subject near the beginning, because that usually helps with the AI to create better images if your prompt subject is near the beginning. Usually. Focus on 1 to 2 subjects maximum, describing each separately. Include key details separated by commas. The prompt doesn't need to be grammatically correct. It can be a list of image details. Be specific and descriptive, including details about setting, character, actions, and atmosphere. Make sure the characters and locations include accurate descriptive details from the text and that these are consistent across your 3 to 4 prompts. Step 4, format your output as follows, and then we just have prompt 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then step 5, end the prompt with the following. So this is the only bit of the prompt that you're going to need to change depending on your use case. And there are a lot of use cases for this prompt. I'm kind of excited about it for that reason. In this case, I've got watercolor, children's illustration, simple illustration, and wondrous, because I want to use this in a use case where, say, I create a children's book or a storybook version of my book. It's an idea I'm exploring right now, taking my book and creating a storybook version of it. And if I did that, I would want some illustrations inside of the text. So I want to make sure that every prompt ends with the exact same style details so that they all stay more or less consistent with each other. But you could also do this for, say, a coloring book. If I put prompt here to add some coloring book style details here at the end, that could be helpful. If I wanted to do a more robust concept art type of thing, I could put that in here. I'll give you an example of that later on. But for now, let's just go with watercolor, children's illustration, simple illustration, and wondrous as the end to each of these prompts. And then we end this prompt with, remember, each prompt should be concise yet vivid, capturing the essence of the key moment in a way that can be visually represented. Avoid abstract concepts and focus on concrete visual elements. And that is our prompt. So for step 2, now that we've created this project, or if you're using ChatGPT, if you've created a GPT, all we have to do now is actually take the text that we want and paste it into here. And then that's all we need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and select this first chapter of one of my books, The Roots of Creation, and put that in here. I don't need to add any additional prompt or anything. I just stick the chapter in there and hit go. And here it gives me 4 image prompts based on key moments from the given text. We have prompt 1, and then here's the prompt. And you'll notice it does end with the watercolor, children's illustrations, etc. And they all end with the same thing. Before we go and look at these prompts in any detail, let's just go ahead and generate all 4 of them exactly as is. This is now step 3 of this process. We're going to go into Midjourney, but you can use any AI art generator out there. We're going to paste this in. I'm going to make sure my settings are set to, let's go with landscape here. You can affect the style and all of these things separately, but for the most part, we can just use it exactly like this and hit go. And now that while that's generating, we'll grab the other prompts here. Now, this is maybe not the best example for like a kid's book per se, because there are some bloody moments in this first chapter. But as you can see, it's already, the style looks pretty consistent among all of these. So let's look at this first prompt. Teenage girl with dark hair and red streak lying in bed, unable to move, terrified expression, dim light filtering through the window, simple wooden hut interior, and then the boilerplate ending there. And it got that spot on from the description of the first part of the scene. If we look at these, like first of all, the quality here is really great. Midjourney's definitely been getting better over time. This one I think looks pretty good, or this one looks good too. It's not really, most of them are not translating the red streak in the hair thing. That might be something I would have to just either ignore, because it's adding red elements in her, like her cheeks and blood on her arm here, but only this one right here got the red streak in the hair right. But I like this one, feels most like what I envisioned the actual scene to be. So I like this one. You could always play with it in Photoshop or something and add other elements. So that's really cool. Let's look at another one that he gave me, Bloody Sheep Pen. I'm surprised that Midjourney actually did this one, because we have Bloody Sheep Pen. Slaughtering sheep carcasses strewn about, mud and blood mixing, teenage girl with dark hair and red streak standing at the gate with shocked expression, early morning light, rural farm setting. Again, it's gotten the setting and everything absolutely perfect and spot on, so I don't have to come up with all of that on my own. Some of these are, whew, yeah, that's dark. The only thing that I've noticed here is that her clothes are very modern. This one looks just kind of abstract there. This one is close as well. That one's terrifying. Oh my gosh. So you might want to play with these and tweak them. For instance, I would probably redo this one. Well, first of all, I probably wouldn't do this one at all because of the dark nature of it, especially if I'm doing a kid's book. I mean, good grief. But one of the things I might do is make sure to specify that she's wearing like medieval robes. So it kind of missed that. So I might redo this with the medieval robes idea. This third one, wagon loaded with barrels and supplies, teenage girl with dark hair and red streak sitting in the driver's seat. I might just remove the red streak from all of these. I think that's confusing the AI. Bearded man with bow and wrapped spear climbed aboard. Two horses hitched to a wagon, rural dirt road leading away from small farmhouse. So this is fine, but again, it's kind of missing that idea that this is a more medieval time. A lot of these are looking a little bit more like 19th century. And, this one got a few things wrong. We got 3 characters instead of 2. This one looks most accurate to how I imagine it in my book. It actually looks pretty good here. And again, the quality of the generation is great. And then last but not least, we have this one, a large room in a mayor's house, rows of wooden benches, bearded man in worn coat performing branded ritual on teenage boy's hand. Glowing light from the man's hand, teenage girl with dark hair and red streak clutching journal nervously. So that's a lot of details, maybe too many details. So I could maybe pull that back a little bit, but they still look not too bad. This one is interesting. So is this one, although this one looks probably most accurate to how I envision the scene. But the point is, you want to be tweaking these. If they're not perfect, I mean, you will figure that out after you've generated some images. You'll figure like, okay, this isn't perfect, but with a few tweaks, you can usually get it to the generation that you're thinking about. And with a little bit more style, consistency and everything, you'll be able to get it to the point where the characters look relatively consistent and things like that. And it's really cool. So let's try this one more time. This time, however, I'm going to replace this watercolor children's illustration with a different style prompt, just so you can get a sense of what's possible here. I'm going to save these instructions, and these are some style prompts that are all about more like concept art, if I wanted to share some concept art. So let's go ahead and run this prompt again. Let's use a separate chapter. I'll go down to chapter 2 here of my book, put that in here, and run it with that. Okay, it did get one thing wrong here, and so I'm going to add this to the prompt. It's using the pronouns of the name, and of course the AI art generator isn't going to know what to do with that, so we want to make sure that we give a more accurate description. So I'm going to go ahead and tweak the prompt just a little bit here to add that in. So now if we try that one more time, it should... Yep. Okay. So now it's just saying young girl with short dark hair, nervous expression, sitting in a chair across a wooden table from an older man with kind eyes. Fantasy village setting, sunlight through the window, black brand symbol on the girl's left hand. And that could be interesting to see what it does with that. So let's go ahead and run this in Midjourney. Let's see if any of these others look pretty interesting. Well, we'll just go with that one for now. And yeah, this looks pretty good. The only thing is she seems a little too young here. So I would maybe, if I were to go back to this prompt, we would say this. I find it often makes them look a little younger than they age. So I'm going to say 18-year-old, even though she's actually 16, with short dark hair. It's not actually short, it's long. Nervous expression. Yeah, the rest of this looks fine. So if we tried this again and just tweaking the prompt slightly, and that's all you need to do. And it gave me a bunch. And this one right here is perfect. The only thing that's a little off is this brand symbol on her hand. So I'd probably just remove that from the prompt. But this looks a lot more, visually descriptive of what this scene is about. And this is a pretty simple scene, right? It's just two people standing in front of each other or sitting in front of each other. But it's done a good job. And all you need to do really is just tweak your prompt just a little bit to get the results that you're after. And if it doesn't give you what you're looking for, you just keep tweaking until it does. Keep in mind a few general rules of AI art generators is you don't want to have too many subjects because then it gets confused about where to put what. So you want to keep the subject of the image pretty simple. It's not going to be able to do too many specific things. Like if I ask it to have a brand on her hand, it clearly doesn't really know what to do with that because here it's on her arm and other things. So that's just something to keep in mind, but it does a really good job. And you can change the style however you want. So you could do this to create a coloring book, for example, or any kind of illustrated book that you want. You could use this on public domain materials to create illustrations for your public domain books when you publish those. There's lots of options, and I'm sure I'll do more videos on this in the future, but I'm really excited about it for myself. I think it's a really cool idea to be able to very quickly get those illustrations that you want and not have to spend too much time thinking about an image prompt for every single one. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, you'll notice I spent a lot of time here in Claude, and I have a whole free course that I put up here on YouTube all about how I use Claude myself and everything you need to know about it. So go check that video out, and I will see you in the next one.